Welcome into the DML Network. It's the Madden 18 team draft for the blueprint. It's that time, fellas. It's time to pick who your team will be in Madden 18. It's your homie expert, and you know I don't do this alone. I got the OG. It's Chris Murray. What's up, my dude? Are you ready for this?
Man, I'm pumped. I'm ready to see who's going to go number one, baby. I'm pumped, dude. Let's get it, man. Let's get right into it.
All righty, guys. With the first pick, it's the co-commish himself. It's SJ. He had the Saints in Madden 17. SJ is on the clock. SJ is on the clock. Who is SJ going to take? Now, SJ had a good year. Actually got beat in the playoffs, I believe, by the CPU, didn't he?
Yup, CPU game, man. It was crazy, man. But SJ had a great season. He developed the Saints into a powerhouse team, man. You know, starting off in Madden 17, they really wasn't that good. But, you know, he made a couple moves, stuck in there, man. And he actually came out looking pretty good, man.
Came out looking really good. And I believe the pick is in. Now, let's this is going to be a crazy, crazy team for SJ. And I believe he changed it up at the last minute, did he not?
Yes. I believe he was going to take he was going back and forth between them and the Dallas Cowboys. I figured that, you know, he would lean towards youth. And we all know that the Cowboys have a lot of youth over there, you know, behind that powerhouse, offensive line. So I think he's starting off, want to start off with a powerhouse team from the rip. You know, the Pats is loaded. They made a lot of key moves this offseason. I don't know how they just keep continuing to get better and better and better every year. And this year, looks like to be nothing different.
Nothing different. SJ takes the New England Patriots. This is a big pick for SJ. We know the type of user that he is, and he's going to get a Hall of Fame quarterback already. But he's going to have to make some decisions as Madden goes on. Because, you know, we don't expect Tom Brady to play another 5-10 years. So he's going to have to make some decisions.
Baby.
SJ's pick is in. He picks the Pats, which means your homie expert is on the clock, came into the blueprint, had the Titans, had a great run with the Titans, but if anybody that knows me knows what I'm about, this pick is not going to surprise anybody. With the second pick in the Madden 18 draft, expert takes the Dallas Cowboys. I'm home, baby. I am home. I'm home. Cardinals, you are on the clock. You have 5 minutes to take your pick. Now, exactly what you said, Chris. The Cowboys are young. They are young at a lot of positions. They got Dak Prescott standing back in that pocket, second year coming in the league. They got Zeke coming. Going to be a good year in Dallas. Can't wait to see who the division mates are. But
it's going to be crazy, expert, man. I just knew for a fact, man, that you was going home, man. I knew for a fact that you was pumped. They had that number 2 pick. No, I know that SJ was going, you know, yanking your tail a little bit. But I knew, man, once you made that pick, you know, I played against you, you know, in the Dynasty. I played against you, you know, we was in the same division in the blueprint. So I know you happy to be behind that big, powerful O-line, that Ezekiel Elliott monster at the halfback position. So I know this is a great pick for you, man. Like, I see you doing excellent things with this team because you just had the Titans and you turned them into a playoff contending team. So I'm just excited to see what you could do with the Cowboys.
No doubt. We are
Cards,
still
you on the clock. You on the clock, baby. Time is ticking.
Still waiting on the Cardinals. You now have 4 minutes left to make your pick. I will say this. After the Cardinals, I believe it's the Texans. The Texans are up after the Cardinals. So, Texans, once the Cardinals' time runs out, your pick will be live. So we need to hear from the Cardinals who you are picking. Guys, if you do not have your list in, I need you to DM Chris Murray, the Colts user. Please DM the Colts when your pick is up, who you are picking, because, guys, if you do not have your pick in, you will get skipped, and the next guy can take your team. We saw it, I believe, last year in the Dynasty, Chris. If you remember, we had a user that fell down 4 or 5 picks because he didn't get his pick in time. He actually lost out on some really good teams.
Solid teams. Had to get stuck with a team that he had to rebuild from the rip. Like I tell a lot of guys, man, one thing that is important, man, you got to have great GM skills. No matter what team you pick, when it comes high-stakes season next Madden, your team will look totally different. So it's totally up to you to sit here and develop them GM skills to get your team, to how you looking. If you are a guy that doesn't, like to run the rock, the Dallas Cowboys would have been a bad pick for you. So you have to make sure, guys, that you're picking to your play style. Don't pick a team because of the simple fact that they're a powerhouse team. Remember, pick to your playing style.
No doubt. Cardinals, you have 3 minutes. 3 minutes, and the Texans will be able to pick. And I see Sweets is in the chat. He is ready to make his pick. I promise you, he's not going to let this slide past him. To go from 4 to 3 is a huge jump, even this early in the draft. I need to hear from the Cardinals. You still have about 2.5 minutes left to make your pick. And then, Sweets, you will be on the clock. And then once you have wasted your 5 minutes, you can make your pick at any time, and we'll get your pick in. But I need to see a DM to the Colts, to the OG Chris Murray, of who your pick is. This is going to be crazy if we start with pick 3 and we got guys that are missing the draft. This hasn't been no secret. It's not like this is, we just put this out today. We have been talking about this draft for weeks and weeks and weeks. You knew it was coming after high-stakes season. Guys, you better be ready because you are going to miss out on some good teams that are still left if you can't even make the draft. That's why we said, guys, you got to send your list in to Chris Murray. I know the OG was hitting people up in the chat.
Constantly.
Send me your list. I told people, whatever your number is, if you pick 10, you need to have 10 teams on your list. If you pick 30th, you need to have 30 teams on your list. But I promise you, there are guys that are at 4, 5, 6, and 7 that are just hoping that the Cardinals don't make his pick. You got about 1.5 minutes left.
That timer is ticking, baby. That timer is ticking.
It is ticking. You are going to miss out on your pick. And here's the funny thing is I know the homie that has the Cardinals. When he first came in the league, he talked some noise about what team he wanted, what team he was going to get. He put himself in position to pick 3rd. And he may not get his team because that is going to be a team that people are looking for. That's going to be somebody that people are looking to snatch up. They got some good young talent on that team, but he is missing out. You now have 45 seconds to make your pick. Texans, get ready. Get ready, Texans. It is about your time. We will check in with the OG. Chris Murray, still no pick from the Cardinals, is there?
Still no pick.
Still no pick.
Woo.
15 seconds. 15 seconds. Man, this is one thing you do not want to miss out on. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Cardinals have used their 5 minutes. Sweets with the Texans. You are now on the clock. You may DM your pick to Colts, the OG Chris Murray, when you are ready. Your 5 minutes start right now. Now, the Texans came into this league late, had a good team, did some good things with that team, got into the playoffs, and positioned himself. Now, he dropped some slots because he was new, but because guys in front of him also dropped, he's going to get to pick 3rd because the Cardinals just left it up there, guys. That's the stuff I don't understand. But that's okay. Texans, you are on the clock. Your 5 minutes has started. You got about 4 minutes and 15 seconds left to make that pick. We are waiting on the Texans.
The pick is in. The pick is in. I repeat, the pick is in.
The pick is in. Cardinals.
This is a crazy pick right here. I'm surprised.
Cardinals, we are still waiting on the Cardinals to make his pick, so be ready for that. But the pick is in. This is actually a really good pick, and I'm trying to find a team. There they go. This is actually a really good pick. This was a team that was high on my list, but with the third pick, the Texans are going to select the Atlanta Falcons. Texans will be leaving. Sweets will be leaving and heading to play in Hotlanta, the Super Bowl runner-up from last year. And because of that, the Super Bowl champ is now on the clock. Money Matt and those Bengals, you are now on the clock. 5 minutes begins right now. Now, the homie Matt won him a Super Bowl. Finally got him that Super Bowl. I know he wanted one last year, but he got beat out. Dirty Birds. Boy, Texans is excited he got them Dirty Birds. He's excited. All righty, guys. I believe the pick is in. Is it not, Chris Murray? The pick is in. Okay, this is another great pick. This is a great pick. Money Matt had the Bengals, but he is going to take himself to another AFC team, and the Bengals select the Oakland Raiders. The Oakland Raiders. Wow, that is a good pick. We know what kind of user Money Matt is. He's a good user, and that is a dangerous team out there in the AFC. Cardinals, we are still waiting on your pick. DM your pick at any time. We would love to hear who you're picking. But, guys, Chiefs, you are on the clock starting right now. Chiefs, you are on the clock. Make your selection.
I'm surprised, man. These are a lot of picks that is expected, but that number one pick that I'm really expecting to see is who is going to take the Browns, man. A lot of guys is pumped to see the Browns. Can you believe it, expert? It's like there's a lot of people that's really pumped to take the Browns this year.
Yeah, I think they've done some nice things. I'm still concerned about their quarterback position, but they've definitely got some pieces there in Cleveland. I think it's going to be kind of a building process, but you know, it's going to be interesting to see what user takes it. I'd be very interested if a good user takes them and can take them out. But the pick is in. The Chiefs have made a selection, and I'm actually excited for the Chiefs with this pick because he is a good user and he is going to utilize this team. If I can find them on my thing there they go. Boy, I love it. I love this team's uniforms. This team got some dope uniforms, especially they color rush uniforms. With the next pick, the Chiefs select those Jacksonville Jaguars. Wow, great pick for the Chiefs. Get out of Kansas City. He's going to move over there to Jacksonville. That is a great pick. And next up, it's the Redskins. All right, homie, your clock starts right now. Redskins, let's see where you're going this year. We got to get out of that mode when we call them the Redskins. I got to get in that mode of getting to realize what their real name is. And the homie that played the Redskins, his name is Guwap. I love it. Who is he taking? I know he was excited to jump in the draft. I know he was excited to jump in the draft due to some people getting some violations throughout high stakes. Chris Murray is the pick in.
The pick has just dropped, ladies and gentlemen. The pick has just dropped.
The pick has just dropped. Listen, guys, I talked about this team. I really think this team is going to be a really good team going into Madden 18. They got some pieces. They got some good pieces. But the homie Guwap, with the next pick in the draft, selects the Philadelphia Eagles. Philadelphia is off the board. They are off the board to the homie Guwap. Great pick. Great pick at number 7. Cardinals, we are still waiting on your pick. You are just dropping, pick 3, and we are at pick 8 right now. And it's the Super Bowl loser. It's the Falcons. We may not see him. Your clock starts now. Shout out to the homie. He's over in Qatar, somewhere like that, overseas, representing the United States. So big shout outs to that. We love our servicemen. But hopefully he's at a point where he can actually make his selection. And I think the thing is that he knew where he's at, so he sent his list in, didn't he, Chris?
Yep, he sent his list in. He was well aware that that he wanted to participate in the draft, and he was a little bit shaky after losing that game, man. But he was another great user this year, man. Came in, made things happen out there in Atlanta, and I'm excited to see this team that he just picked, man. I'm excited to see him take them and see what he can do with them.
No doubt, because he's going to pick a defensive-minded team. They got some offensive weapons, but this is a team that's going to beat you on defense. And with the 8th pick, the Atlanta Falcons, Mo Problem selects the Denver Broncos. Denver is off the board at number 8. Cardinals, we are still waiting on your pick. Next up, it is the Lions. It's Marizi. I see you in the chat. I know you're ready to make your pick. Marizi, you are on the clock. Your 5 minutes begins now. Marizi, I can't wait to see who you pick.
Who is he going to take, y'all? Who
is he going to take? This is going to be an interesting pick. I know he wanted out of Detroit. Did a good job in Detroit. Did a great job in Detroit. But let's see where he's going to go. The pick is in.
I repeat,
the pick is in, gentlemen. Let us see where Marizi is going.
Be surprised, fellas. Be surprised.
Listen, I am surprised only that this team lasted this long because of what Chris Murray talked about. Marizi, shout out to the homie Marizi. With the 10th pick, I think it's the 10th pick. Marizi takes the Cleveland Browns. He takes the Cleveland Browns. What a pick. Marizi not playing around. He saw some of those things that we talked about with that young talent that Cleveland has put out there. And he is going to take his chance. That was the 9th pick. Number 10. It is none other than the Jets user. You are on the clock, Ches. Ches, you are on the clock, and he is upset. Ches wanted the Browns, but you are on the clock. Listen.
I like to speak on this pick, man, because a lot of guys probably thinking that, the Browns. Man, 17, you couldn't pay a user to take these guys, but I'm going to tell you guys that if you don't know man or know football, I'm going to tell you why this is an excellent pick. Number 1, youth. Number 2, money, baby. It's all about the money.
Yeah,
and Cleveland has the money. And when I tell you, if you ain't tuned in to those rookie ratings that just dropped, Myles Garrett is going to be a problem. So tune in, baby. The Browns going to be something to reckon with. And I'm Marizi, I'm really excited to see what you're going to do with him, man, because see the Browns go at the 9th pick in the Madden 18 team draft when they was going 29, 30, 31, and 32 last year.
No, yeah, it's going to be crazy to see what Marizi can do with them. And I believe the pick is in for Ches, who has the Jets.
Now, we having a little bit of issues with the pick. We having a little bit of issues with the pick.
Is he picking someone that's already been picked?
Gotta pay attention, baby. You gotta pay attention.
Gotta pay attention. You can't. There is no team play in the blueprint. You cannot play with another user on the same team. You must have your own team. And listen, whoever Ches gets, this is a great user. I've got to play him a couple times. This is a good user. No matter who he takes, this is going to be a guy that battles. I cannot wait to see who you pick, but you got to pick a team that nobody has picked yet. Pay attention. Pay attention.
Gotta pay attention.
I know your pick is in, but you got to pick a different team. Chris, who was he picking? Who was he picking?
He was trying to go for the Oakland Raiders, which are already off the board.
Yeah, the Raiders went early. You're going to have to pick a different team. Wow, I can't wait to see what he does. Man, listen, the chat's already ready. They ready for Madden 18. They are ready for Madden 18. They cannot wait. I can't wait to see it. The game just looked beautiful. We actually had some commissions from the Dynasty, got to go to EA Play and play the game. Said the game just looks amazing, graphic-wise. I can't wait to see it. Ches, you have 3 minutes left to get a pick in that no one has picked before. We are going to skip you. I got to mention, guys, don't forget the Dynasty High Stakes Draft this Sunday, 2 p.m. Eastern. We will go live to have the draft for the Dynasty. Y'all make sure y'all check that out. I know a bunch of our Dynasty guys are watching this draft. They got a huge interest in the blueprint, what we doing down here in our developmental league. So y'all keep grinding, but y'all show some support on Sunday at 2 p.m. I got an all-star crew with me. The homie Lord Farquad, Blueprint. Y'all know Farquad. The OG Chris Murray. Andre H. Speed will be with me. And it's going to be bananas. Ches, don't make us hold on. You got 2 minutes left. You need to make your pick.
Listen, if you got another thing, man, if you guys haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel, we're giving away a golden package deal. Nobody else has ever put something together like this. We're giving away a golden PlayStation 4 controller, the golden edition, baby, a $50 PS4 lead t-shirt, Dynasty 365, baby. We grinding all year around, man. So if you have it, tune into it, man. Great package deal. You can't beat it. The pick is
on
in.
The clock next. All right,
pick is in.
Let us see where Ches
another surprise pick, fellas. Another surprise pick.
He has decided to take his talents. This is another team that, with the right user, is going to just make some noise going into Madden 18. Excited to see Ches go here. The way he plays the game, this is going to match up very well with Ches's play style. But with the next pick, Ches is going to take his talents to H-Town and those Houston Texans. To H-Town and those Houston Texans. All right, homie, it's Jags. Jags, you are on the clock. Mr. Furjunko.
The Texans, man, you gotta talk speed. You gotta talk speed. We're talking about Houston, baby. You gotta talk speed.
No doubt. A lot of speed.
But the question is, what's going to happen at that quarterback position? That's the number one question. Do you think that they figured out the quarterback problem over there?
I like Deshaun Watson. I think that's a good pickup for the Texans. But it's going to come, can you develop him? He's going to come in raw. He's going to be very fast. He's going to be a mobile quarterback. He's going to come in raw, but we'll see. But the pick is in. The homie Furjunko, he is going to take the Tennessee Titans. He's going to stay in the same division, and move from the Jaguars to the Texans. He's going to just move a couple slots over. Cardinals, we are still waiting on your pick. We got a surprise pick coming through, fellas. We have a surprise pick. Next up, it's the Giants. Another good user in the Dynasty. Had a solid year. Pablo Figueroa. Who is your pick? Giants are on the board. Your time has started. I cannot wait to see what this pick is.
I repeat, the pick is in. The pick is in.
Now, listen, guys. Sometimes when you take a selection, you base it off of where your heart is at. Is basically what it is. And sometimes you play harder when it's your heart. But with the next pick, what team is coming off the board? It is none other than those Miami Dolphins coming off the board, going to the old Giants user. Great pick. They do have some pieces there in Miami. Don't sleep on the Dolphins. They got some talent over there in Miami, especially on their defensive side of the football. But that's a good pick for you. I know that's who you wanted. Next up, it's the Broncos user. You are now officially on the clock. You are officially on the clock, Mr. Broncos user. You need to make your pick. Your 5 minutes have started. Let's go.
This is another user that came on late that actually, put a stamp on the blueprint, man. Like, he was demanding respect. But things got a little kind of shaky with him. But, he bounced back. But I'm looking forward to seeing what this guy can do because he had a Denver team that was, on that little milestone age. And you had to bring in some young guys to fill up another couple key pieces. But he actually, hung in there with that team longer than what I expected. He kept them afloat, kept them competitive, contended for a playoff spot every year. So I'm just looking forward to see what he could do, man, in 18, man. Because I know that team will be a force to reckon with them fixing those tweaks on the defensive side of the ball. Fellas, if you was upset at 5'11", wide receivers going up, mossing those big body cornerbacks, I repeat, Madden developers said they have fixed it. The defense will be back in Madden 18, fellas. I repeat, the defense will be back in Madden 18, man.
No doubt. No doubt. We are waiting on the Broncos pick. You have 4 minutes left. 4 minutes left. Did not get his list in time. And who is up next after the Broncos? It's the OG Chris Murray. The Colts will be picking next. So, Broncos, you need to make your pick because I promise you this. Chris Murray ready to make his pick. And I know his team is still there. He been looking at this team from day one, and they still there. So, you need to make your pick. Maybe you take him from him. But I know Chris Murray, he got a team. He ready to select right now. You got about 3 minutes left, Broncos, and then we will skip you and move on. Big shout out to all the guys listening from the Blueprint, from the Dynasty. We appreciate the support. I cannot wait for the Dynasty Draft. Don't forget, Dynasty Draft this Sunday, 2 p.m. Eastern. 2 p.m. Eastern. Y'all make sure y'all tune in. All-star panel. I promise you there won't be many guys in the Dynasty that aren't ready for that draft. We got guys. Listen, I wish I could just show y'all screenshots of the Dynasty chat and how it goes down sometimes when people are talking about what teams they taking, who they not taking. We got people lying to us saying they not taking the Steelers. We know they taking the Steelers. It's just funny, and I cannot wait for that draft. Just an honor to be able to host that with some of my favorite brothers from the Dynasty. Broncos, you now have 2.5 minutes left. 2.5 minutes. You need to make your pick, or it will be on the OG Chris Murray to make his pick. Guys, pay attention. Let me go through the list of who is up next. We have the Broncos on the clock right now. Next up is the Colts, followed by the co-commish from the Dolphins. He will be after that. I cannot wait. Broncos, you need to make your selection. You have 1 minute and 45 seconds left, and we will be sending you out the door. It will be time to skip you. We are still waiting on the number 3 guy, the Cardinals. It is crazy that you still have not made your pick. But while we have a quick minute, let's go through the list of who has been selected. First overall pick in the Blueprint draft was the New England Patriots. They went first to SJ. Next up, your homie expert took the Cowboys. That's my hometown team. Been a Cowboy fan my whole life. Next up, the Falcons are off the board, followed by the Raiders at number 5 because number 3 was skipped. Raiders go next. followed by the Jacksonville Jaguars and the Philadelphia Eagles. Welcome the Eagles to the division. Can't wait to see you a couple times a year. Broncos went the following pick, and then the first surprise pick of the Blueprint draft. The Browns are off the board. I believe the pick is in. Chris Murray, the pick is in, correct. Next up, the Texans went, Titans, and then the Dolphins. No, the pick is not in. You have 30 seconds, and we will be skipping you. I believe the Chris Murray's pick is in. He is ready to go. Broncos.
I'm pumped, baby.
Broncos, you have 20 seconds to go. I'm just going to go ahead and get the screenshot for the OG Chris Murray because I don't think the Broncos are even here to make their pick, which is just crazy. There'll be no crying in the chat after this draft show. You've had weeks to get this ready. And that is the time for the Broncos, which means the Colts is on the clock, but let's not waste any time. The Colts have already made his selection. With the next pick, the OG Chris Murray will be taking his talents to Cincinnati and those Bengals. Talk about it, Chris Murray. Why the Bengals?
Speed, baby. Ross, I'm going to have so much fun with you this year, man. Speed, AJ Green, strong running game. Listen, I'm going to be dangerous, baby. That's all I'm going to say. I ain't going to get into too much talking. Once Man 18 drop, the chats will be muted, and I will be labbing 24 hours of the day, fellas. I'm telling you. Get prepared. Yeah. That's all I got to say. Get prepared, baby.
Better get ready. Butters, the Dolphins, you are on the clock. Your time starts now. That's a dangerous pick for Chris Murray. That is dangerous.
I would say I was going back and forth, man. And one team that I did want to go with, I believe that they're going to go next. It's crazy, but I just had to lean more to these guys, man, because I see something that I could do with them, man.
The pick is in. The pick is in. The co-commish, Butters, a.k.a. Sim Game himself, has just made his selection. Butters will be taking his talents from Miami Dolphins, and he will be going to the Steel City and those Pittsburgh Steelers. Shout out to the homie Butters. That is a good pick for him. They got some weapons in Pittsburgh. I mean, you talking Antonio Brown. You talking about the top one or two receiver, just depending on who you talk to. I know if you talk to the commish, Nasty Noob, he'll tell you that Julio Jones is the number one receiver, hands down. But both of those guys just can always get open.
Yeah, that's going to be dangerous right there, man.
That's amazing.
I believe Martavis Bryant's still over there too, right?
He is. He is still over there.
Whew, dangerous. Big-bodied receiver. Somebody that you already had speed with. I believe he was 6'3", 6'4". Dangerous.
Yeah. Dangerous, E. Brown, you are on the clock. E. Brown, you are on the clock. That is the old Raiders user. I know he was excited about this draft. I hope he got his list in, or he's ready to go.
His list is in. Hold on. I'm receiving some texts from the DM. He's switching his pickup. He's battling back and forth.
He has 5 minutes to make that pick, so we'll give him some time. We are still waiting on the Cardinals to make a pick and the Broncos. Both of those guys have not made a pick. We are waiting. Wow. And the pick is now officially in. E. Brown he's a good user. He is a good user. And I kind of understand why he went with this pick. But with the next pick in the Blueprint draft, E. Brown is going to take the Kansas City Chiefs. He is taking the Kansas City Chiefs. That is a good pick for E. Brown. Good pick. Next up, it's the Browns. I know this guy has some hard times in Blueprint, some up and downs, but this is another good user. Got to battle this guy. I think our game went down to the last second. Just a good user, but you are on the clock. Your 5 minutes has started. Please make your selection. Chiefs are off the board. Next up, it is the Browns user. And his pick is in. His pick is in.
Expert, you got your wish, man.
Got my wish. I did.
Played against him last season.
This is a good guy. I promise you right now, the NFC East is going to be the dangerous division in the Dynasty. I'm trying to find his team. There it is. The Browns user has made his selection. Here we go. He takes those Redskins. That is a good pick for the Browns. Good pick for the Browns. Taking his talents to Washington. All right, who is on the clock? It is none other than the Buffalo Bills user. You are on the clock. Your 5 minutes begins right now. Please make your pick.
This is a user right here. I gotta give a big shout out to him. Man, he pretty much, had a little tough time in Madden 17. But one thing I can say about this guy, man, he's stuck in there. He's stuck in there, man. And a lot of that takes a lot of heart. I mean, because a lot of guys, we got a couple rage quitters out there. Happy we ain't got none in our league, but a lot of guys can't take beatings, man, and take losing seasons after losing seasons. But this guy, man, he hung in there. Big shout out to him, man.
Big shout out to him, and he's actually going to get a really good squad. I know this team was on top of some people's lists, because they got some talent. But with the next pick, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are off the board, fellas. If the Bucs were on your list, they are now no longer available. The Bills will be taking his talents to the Bucs. Next up, it's the old Cowboys user, L. Pete. It's the old Cowboys user. I believe the pick is in. Not wasting any time. I'm being told. Hang on for a second. Do we have a change in this pick? Guys, make sure you are ready to make your pick. Big shout out to everybody in the Blueprint that are involved in the draft for the Blueprint. We appreciate it.
Yeah, man. Shout out to the users, man, that stuck in there with us, man. Hung in there, held your weight. Yeah. And, man, that's big shout out to y'all, man. Big shout out. Some big things coming, man. 18, man. A lot of shows. A lot of things will be coming, man.
Yeah, no doubt. All right, guys. So the 49ers is actually on the clock. That's my fault. I thought it was LP. LP, I'm trying to help you out and get you an earlier pick. I'm trying to help you out. That's my homie. Man, just have been through a lot in the Blueprint together. So, man, I'm trying to get him an earlier pick. But the 49ers is on the pick, and it is number 19, pick 19, which is actually pick 17 since the Cardinals and the Broncos have not made their pick. But it is the 49ers pick, and I believe the pick is in. Is it not, Chris?
Yep, he's sticking to their hometown. They're staying in San Fran, baby.
He is going to stay in San Francisco. That is a good look for him. That is his team. He wanted to stay with them. That is.
What I'm most excited about this team, man? And it might sound crazy. It ain't a player. It's not a coach. It's them black uniforms, man.
No, dude,
like, I just can't wait to see them. Like, a lot of people was like, I want to pick the 49ers because they got them all black uniforms. It's like, dang, you don't care about the roster or nothing. You just care about the uniform.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Dude, man. Those black uniforms are filthy. Next up, it's the Bucs user. It's Rich215. It's your pick at number 20. You are officially on the clock. 49ers go at number 19. Cardinals and Broncos, we are still waiting on the Cardinals and the Broncos to make your pick. Hey, guys, they may drop all the way down to the last 2 picks. They may drop all the way down to the last 2 because they have not made their picks. But at number 20, we are waiting on Rich 215 with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Who is he taking? And I believe the pick is in Chris Murray. The pick is in. Now, Chris, this team has some questions at the quarterback position, but not this year.
Nope.
Not this year.
Not this year.
They have a monster at the quarterback position. With the number 20th pick, he is going to take the Green Bay Packers.
Now this team right here, man, one thing I got to say about this team, age. You got Clay Matthews, he's aging. You got Aaron Rodgers, he's clutch, but how many more years can he produce? I mean, so this is a good pick for somebody that's trying to win at the moment. But man, here in Madden and in the blueprint, you can't think about here and now. You got to think about the future. And this is a little questionable pick, but I'm looking forward to see what the Bucks, Rich 215 can do with the Packers, man.
No doubt. Next up is pick 21. L. Pete, it's now your turn. It's now your turn, L. Pete. Let's see where the old Cowboys user is going to go. Here's my thing with the Packers. The Packers, they have some pieces that can win him a championship right now. Yep. They added some help, with Ty Montgomery in that backfield. That guy's just emerged as a good running back, solid running back that can go out there and catch the ball out the backfield. You still got Aaron Rodgers slinging the ball down the field.
A-Rod.
You still got, Ha Clinton Dix on that backside, holding that secondary down. You talked about Clay Matthews can play linebacker, defense, and get after the pass, after the quarterback. But like you said, man, it's going to be what are you going to do in season 4, season 5 when some of these guys are no longer playing, that they're going to retire? What are you going to do to build that team? Anxious to see that. LP, you are on the clock.
You know what's going to benefit this team right here? And it's crazy that Madden decided to add it this year. But, with Tom Brady being on the cover, it was going to be something with the quarterback. The quarterback passing target. With Aaron Rodgers, I'm pretty sure they're going to allow Aaron Rodgers to place the ball anywhere on the field. I'm pretty sure they're going to allow him to squeeze the ball through defenders' hands, arms, etc. So that's what I'm looking forward to seeing what he could do with A-Rod. But like I said, man, this team, they're on that turning point where as though age is really affecting them at a lot of key positions. And this man, like I said before, I don't know if you guys been listening, defense, baby, defense. I'm a guy that loves defense, and I'm so excited. And this team has a lot of aging players at the defensive position.
Yeah. They definitely got to make some moves early.
The pick is in. I repeat, the pick is in. I'm surprised at this pick.
The pick is in.
Whoa. This is one of.
Oh. I'm excited for this pick. I am excited for this pick. Let me find his team.
This is going to be a tough division. I'm looking forward to looking at this division come Madden 18. This is going to be a tough division. I'm excited to see who's going to come out of that division every year. This is going to be a good division right here, man.
I'm telling you right now, this by far the best division in the blueprint right now. And we haven't played a single game.
This is going to be a competitive. Who's going to come out?
This is going to be a competitive pick. At pick 21, L. Pete will be taking his talent from the Dallas Cowboys to the New York Giants. New York Giants. Great pick by L. Pete. Good to see you twice a year. I can't wait. I cannot wait. Next up on the board, that was pick 21. We are on pick 22. Patriots. It is your pick.
Patriots. How you feel about L. Pete coming to your division? Like
I will say this. Okay, so Chris, you and I are the same way. I'm not gonna back down from nobody, because that's just not how I am. So if you expect to win a championship in any division, any league that you're in, you're gonna eventually have to play the best players. Why not play them right now in your division? He is a great user. And now I think he's finally moved completely. So he's going to take over a Giants team that has weapons. I mean, they added Brandon Marshall to the Giants to team up with Odell Beckham. Like, if that's just crazy to me. That's just crazy to me that you add that kind of talent. And then, they got some guys on that defensive side of the ball that can get after the quarterback. So I'm anxious to see what LP can do with that team. I'm officially now, as soon as this call is over, as soon as we're done with the draft, I will be turning this off and getting in the lab somewhere because LP's no joke. That guy's a great user. 20 pick 22. I believe it's in. Is it not, Chris?
Yep, the pick is in.
Pick is in at 22. And here is another guy. Here is another guy that's going to take a team that's got some questions at the quarterback position 3 years, 4 years down the road, maybe 2 years down the road. But he is going to take his talents to the New Orleans Saints. The Saints are off the board at 22. And just like we talked about the Packers, we got to talk the same thing with the Saints. They got Drew Brees, who is a Hall of Fame quarterback, but he's not a spring chicken anymore. He's getting up there in age, and they're going to have to do some things to help that offense out when they lose Drew Brees. I don't know what they're going to do, but we are now on pick 23. Vikings, you are on the clock.
The thing about this pick, the last pick, man, is you got Drew Brees, okay. But the thing is, man, they lost the key piece this offseason. I felt as though that they did not replace him, and that was Brandon Cooks, man. Like, you can't.
No doubt.
I don't understand that move that the Saints made, but, the Patriots, the rich get richer, and the poor get poorer, man. I just don't understand why the Saints, a struggling team, like, what did you gain from that? I understand that, you got some picks and everything, but I just don't understand that, man. So I think with this team coming in, I think that even though Mo is Kill Cam, sorry about that, Kill Cam is a great user because he did good things with the Patriots and the blueprint as far as with the Pats. But this is going to be a team, man, that GM skills is going to have to kick in. You might have to give up some pieces that you really don't want, or you're just going to have to be a good GM with this team because you're going to have to fill some holes, man, a lot of holes.
Yeah, definitely gonna have to fill some holes.
Somebody there's a little bit struggle with the pick.
Did he pick a team that's already been picked?
You gotta pay attention, fellas. You gotta pay attention.
Who did the Vikes want to pick?
Your boys, man, the Cowboys.
My Cowboys. Listen, if you picking 23 in any draft going into Madden 18, the Cowboys will not be available. That is a top 5 team in every single league, every draft that's going to happen. You don't get a chance to pick the Cowboys picking at 23. So
it's no way, Vikes, come on, man. Like, there's no way that you thought that the Dallas Cowboys was going to drop all the way to 23. Now, I understand, okay, all right, yeah, it's a little bit of hype around the draft, the Browns, the Dolphins, the 49ers, but come on, man, Dallas, let's be for real. The O-line is just flat out monsters all around. Like, do you honestly think that Ezekiel Elliott, Dak, Dez, come on, got to put a sticky cap on, baby.
Yeah. Vikes, you're gonna have to send a different pick in, Vikes, because the Cowboys have been gone since pick 2. You will not play with the Dallas Cowboys. We need to see your pick. Also, Cardinals, Broncos, wake up. Where you at? You're gonna pick 29 and 30th in the draft. It's gonna be funny.
It's gonna be funny. I wonder what team's going to drop the 29 and 30th. I wonder.
There's going to be some teams left over at the bottom, Cardinals and the Broncos. You are going to get those bottom teams. But Vikings, you are still on the clock. I hope he didn't turn his phone off thinking he got his team in and he's done because the Cowboys were not available. Is the pick in?
Nope, the pick is still not in.
Pick is still not in. We are on pick 23. Next up will be the old Packers user at pick 24. Be ready to go if the Vikings, Mr. Witness himself,
I think there's some struggle going on, man, in the draft room, man. I think that's he's want to lean to this team, but then His instincts is telling him to go somewhere else, man. It's actually, to be surprised at this pick, is a lot of teams that was off the board last year that is still lingering around, man. So just look at that draft board. Oh, this is a surprise. Oh, this is a surprise pick. Be ready, fellas. Be ready. This is a surprise pick. Hold on. Oh, a little bit more. He's going back and forth with himself. He needed to pick, but then he changed his mind.
He's trying to make a decision on who he wants to pick. Make a decision.
I repeat,
Mr. Witness. Mr. Witness, please make a pick. Your time is ticking. You have right at 3 minutes left to make this pick. Little under 3 minutes to left. Make this pick. The Cowboys are not available, Mr. Witness.
And sorry, you could try next year, man. But Dallas is off the board for this year.
That's right. Your boy Expert will be running around with Ezekiel Elliott for the next 9 seasons there in Dallas.
So for all y'all guys out there in the NFC East, prepare yourself, man. I'm telling you, that line is crazy, man. That line.
Yes, sir. It is. It is. We are still waiting on the Vikings pick. Be ready, Packers at 24. The Vikings don't make a pick, you can steal their slot. Followed by the Ravens and the Chargers. Trying to reach out to these guys to make a pick. You have right at 2 minutes to make your pick. Or it will be on the
hearts
Packers.
Pounding, hands sweating. It's okay. Time to make that big boy decision.
Just make a
pick
decision.
Is in, fellas. The pick is in. The pick is in, fellas. I repeat, this pick right here is going to, I think it's going to shake a little guys up with this pick.
Listen, I'm excited about this pick. This is actually going to be a good team in Madden 18. I was looking at this team's roster. There's no way I could have took this team at 2. But they got some pieces. Mr. Witness with that 23rd pick, he is going to take his talents to I'm sorry. They not the Chargers. They
L.A.
The L.A. Chargers. That's right. I know it say San Diego on there, but they the L.A. Chargers.
L.A. Chargers, baby.
Next up, it's the Packers user. It is the Packers user. You are officially on the clock. The Chargers, another team that's got an aging quarterback. But they have some weapons. With Joey Bosa, you got the reigning defensive rookie of the year. They got some wide receivers, some big wide receivers. They got the homie from Wisconsin in that backfield, had a pretty decent year last year for him. But we will see what he can do with those San Diego Chargers. Another team that's going to have to make a decision on a quarterback as we get closer.
You know what's something that sticks out about this team? It's not even a quarterback. Like, if you watch last year with this team, they struggled very bad at the offensive line. Like, it's no way that you could put a quarterback behind that offensive line and think that he's going to come out to perform. If you're getting hit 4 or 5 or 6 times a game, that's not good for a quarterback, any quarterback. So I think that this will have to be an issue addressed right from the door, man. If you seen Madden and Madden 17, you see how they was allowing people to get at the quarterback. Listen, with that O-line, that way, it's going to be crazy, man. They're going to struggle, man. So, I think that you guys got to tighten that O-line up. But this is a good pick. I'm looking forward to see what they're going to do.
A good pick at 23. I mean, it's a good pick, good solid pick at 23. Packers, you are on the clock. You got about 3.5 minutes left. Then it will be the Ravens and the Chargers after that. Vikings, it is your pick. Vikings pick. It's the Packers pick. Who are you taking? We are waiting.
He hasn't sent me a list, and I'm hitting him in a DM. I'm looking to see, what his pick going to be. But this might be another user, fellas, that might drop a couple slots. So that team that you might been looking for, It might be there. There's one team that I'm very, very shocked that's still on the board. And this is the team that came out last year and was on a goddamn mission. But I don't know what happened to them later on in the season. They were struggling on the offensive side of the ball, but they defense. But I ain't even going to say the team because I don't want to get nobody no help here. But, fellas, if you have not been paying attention to the draft board, I advise y'all, put your 3D goggles on and look at it because there's a solid team that's still out there. And that defense will be a force to reckon with in Madden 18.
No list. No list is in. He's not here to make those picks. That's just crazy. What is going on with some of you guys not available?
Oh, this might be another user that falls to the wayside, man.
Another one.
But, hey. This is the most important time of the year.
Still got a minute. Still got a minute and a half. Still got a minute and a half to make that pick. Packers, where you at? I know I said the Ravens was next, but Patriots will make his pick next. Packers, your time is ticking down. Cardinals, Broncos, we still waiting on your picks. Still waiting on some of these guys to show up to the most important day going into Madden 18, and you are going to ruin that chance and may end up with the 49ers. I mean, guys, next up will be the Patriots pick. You have 30 seconds left. 30 seconds left for the Packers. Next up will be the Patriots pick. Do you have a list for the Patriots, Chris?
Yes, I have a list for the Patriots.
Okay, I know I see him in the chat. He is ready to make his pick. Oh, I see him. Where are the Packers? Your time is about to run out. Next up is the Patriots, followed by the Ravens.
Uh-oh.
Time
he fired up. The
Time.
Patriots is fired up in the chat.
Yeah, he is. Time is up. The Patriots not wasting any time. He knows who he wants to pick. This team has been on his mind. He cannot wait to take his talents. He is going from the Patriots and taking his talents to the Minnesota Vikings. He is going to the Vikings.
I guess somebody just was listening to what I just was saying. He was paying attention. This is a solid pick, man. Defense wins championships. I always stood by that model. And this is a defense that is going to come out from the gate, terrorizing the quarterback, forcing him to make mistakes, and being there to capitalize off of those mistakes. This right here is a solid pick. I'm just excited to see what they're going to do, man. I'm excited.
A team that, if you look at their quarterback position, I know a lot of people want to talk bad about Sam Bradford, but he is a game manager. And with that defense, like you talked about, Chris, you don't have to go out there and be a superstar. You just have to not make mistakes. That's all it is. And with that defense, that reminds me of that Ravens defense when they went and win a Super Bowl with a no-name quarterback. I mean, guys, the Vikings are going to be dangerous next year.
Dangerous.
And, Killer Cam, he got some skills on the sticks. He can make that team very, very good. But that is the 24th pick, I believe. 25th pick. Next up is the Ravens. Ravens, you are on the clock. We are still waiting to hear from the Packers, the Cardinals, and the Broncos have not made their pick. Ravens, you are on the clock. Your 5 minutes has begun. Be ready. Chargers, Panthers, and the Bears will be the next three after that. Be ready. I like that pick. I'm surprised the Vikings fell that far, Chris. I'm really surprised that they got all the way down there.
I'm surprised myself that he fell that far, man. Like, this is a team that I was looking at on the board, and I just was wondering, like, why are these guys still on the board? They're flat out that good on the defensive side of the ball. I don't know if some users is pretty much going to, you know, want to focus on defense in this man, being so that they adding all the offensive things. But I'm telling you guys, man, be excited for the things that Madden 18 is going to be bringing on the defensive side of the ball.
Ravens, you are on the clock. You are on the clock. Need to see your pick. Where are you at? I know you've been in the chat these past couple days, so you've seen that it was time for it. You have not turned the list in. Guys, we're serious, man. You got to have your list in if you can't make the draft. I know some guys wanted to make their pick live. They didn't want to send the list in, and that's fine. But, guys, we really are going to skip you when your time is up. Ravens is on the clock. He has under 4 minutes to make his selection. Chargers, get ready, Chargers. You will be making your selection next. Still got some good teams out there, Chris.
Still.
I know we talked about the Vikings, but there's still some good teams on the board that I still see out there. A couple teams with probably top running backs in their backfield just sitting there waiting. Listen, there's going to be some teams out there that are going to struggle. But like Chris said, what kind of GM skills do you have? Can you take a team and build to fit your play style? That doesn't mean you need that monster wide receiver. You may want to play West Coast as your style. Then you don't need, 6'5" wide receivers that are running down the field all the time. You need that shifty wide receiver that's going to take a slant 75 yards for a touchdown. But you are on the clock, Ravens. We need to see your pick. You have 2 minutes left. 2 minutes left. You are holding up everybody else from making their pick. Chargers, you are about to be on the clock. Be ready. We still have the Chargers at 26, Panthers at 27, Bears at 28, Eagles at 29. And SJ, I believe we got a new user that joined this week at 30. If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. Aunt Reese, he was a guy that
he came back, yeah.
And he said he'd be back, man, 18, baby, and he's here. He showed up to the draft, ready to pick. And I was just telling him earlier, I had to explain to him the circumstances of him falling to 30, but I flat out and I told him, I said, listen, man, there's going to be a lot of good teams that are going to be dropping down late. And sure enough, because I already know how the draft goes, man. I know that some guys are going to come out and be hyped and take that team that, a lot of guys are looking forward to taking. Some guys stick to their hometown teams. And some guys are just flat out excited about teams that weren't too excited about in Madden 17. So I'm just excited to see the Browns go in the top 10.
Yeah.
The Browns. We're talking about the Cleveland Browns here.
Yeah.
Top 10?
No doubt.
It's crazy, man. It's
Ravens,
crazy.
You now have 25 seconds to make your selection for Chargers. Mr. Paperboy himself will be on the clock. Man, 10 seconds left. Chargers, get ready. Did the Chargers send a list in? Did Mr. Paperboy listen and send his list in? Ravens, your time has expired. Chargers, you are officially on the clock. You have 5 minutes to make your selection.
It's crazy,
Boy,
man.
You know, Mr. Witness, he is excited about those Vikings. I promise. Killer Cam, he couldn't wait. Killer Cam couldn't wait to take the Vikings. I know I said Mr. Witness. Killer Cam, he been posting the Vikings in the chat for a while now. I'm surprised somebody didn't pick up on that. Oh, is the pick in? Mr. Paperboy. Mr. Paperboy. I am surprised that this team has fallen to this slot. This is one of those that you talked about, Chris, that some good teams were going to fall down and be available. And Mr. Paperboy makes his selection. It is the Seattle Seahawks coming off the board. Going to Mr. Paperboy, taking the Seahawks at pick number 26. Panthers, you are officially on the clock right now. You are officially on the clock, Panthers. Get your pick in. Why did the Seahawks fall so far? I mean, they still got the Legion of Boom is still there. Mm-hmm. They still got probably some of the best linebackers. Their defense is still a top-tier defense. And anytime you got Russell Wilson in the backfield running around throwing passes, you're going to be a good team. They still have a lot of weapons. How does the Seahawks fall all the way to 26, which is actually the 23rd pick due to some people not being here? Mm-hmm. But how did they fall to 23, Chris Murray?
I'm going to explain to you. A lot of guys, man, are not thinking about now, man. A lot of guys are thinking about the future. Like, it's just simple as that. Yeah. The future, man. And don't get me wrong, the Legion of Doom is they're perfect, man. They're perfect. But let's just think. You got Richard Sherman, okay?
Yeah.
Cam Chancellor, Earl Thomas, Michael Bennett. Them guys, one thing that you got to understand is them guys are going to want contracts. Contracts. If you ain't got no, I don't care what team you is, man. If you don't know how to manage contracts, manage money, you're not going to last. And with this team in particular right here, man, you're going to have to make some decisions. There's going to be some guys you got to let go. There's going to be some guys you got to keep. And I think users understand that, and that's why they fell so deep into the draft.
Yeah, I think it's going to have to be someone that's got some GM skills. Because you're right, they do have some guys that are they're not the young guys anymore, but that's a dangerous team. If you got the right user that knows how to build to just fill some slots, man, that's a dangerous team. I'm surprised they fell all the way there. I thought the Seahawks would go a lot higher. We are still waiting. Panthers, you are on the clock. Mr. Carolina boy, I believe the Panthers are still available, are they not?
Yep, and that's surprising. That there is surprising.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm surprised he did not have a list in ready to go. But
you just hit me and said, multiple picks here. He's contemplating about a lot. Hold on. He's trying to make a decision here.
Trying to make a decision back and forth. Who is he going to take? That is just crazy. I know it's crazy at pick 27. Who are you taking? Bears. I need the Bears. I need the homie with the Bears to get ready. You are up next once the Panthers makes his pick. We are still waiting on T-Pain himself.
It's a lot. It's the crazy thing is, man, looking at this draft compared to last year's draft, it's so crazy how things can switch so fast, man. It's just crazy. Like I'm really, I ain't gonna say surprised, but seeing these picks, man, it just got me thinking like, Madden really just flipped the switch on us that quick, man. And it's good to see, man. Like, it's good, like I said, man, it's good to see guys actually put any thought into these picks, man, because last year, man, a lot of guys were just like, hey, I don't like running the ball, but give me the Cowboys. And then they're sitting here struggling for multiple years. So I see a lot of guys leaning to their playing style, and I like that, man. I like it.
Carolina boy, you are on the clock. You have about a minute and 45 seconds left to make your selection.
The pick is in. The pick is in.
Yeah,
this pick right here doesn't surprise me, but it's like, at the end of the day, why are these guys even here at this number? But, I'm going to let you announce the expert.
It's crazy, but let's just announce it. I mean, Carolina boy, I don't even know why this was even a question. He's taking the Carolina Panthers. And Chris Murray, I don't understand how this team is still here at 27. You talking about Cam Newton, still a young quarterback with so much experience, played in the Super Bowl. You know he's going to have a good rating in Madden. You add McCaffrey into that backfield that you can split him out. That guy's just a speed demon. He's kind of like that John Ross guy in the Bengals, but he can get in that backfield and do some things for you. I cannot believe that the Panthers dropped all the way to 27. That makes absolutely no sense. T-Pain, you are officially on the clock. 5 minutes to make your pick. Cannot wait to see where T-Pain is taking his talents. T-Pain, the Redskins are still available. The Redskins are available if you would like to come to the NFC East.
His pick is in. Fast
pick. Get beat down twice a year. T-Pain, I knew T-Pain was on here. He'd been listening from the jump. He couldn't wait to make his pick. Where is T-Pain taking his talents to? I know he is getting out of Chicago. Ooh, Chris, I think that team's already gone.
Oh,
yes, sir.
T-Pain, gotta pay attention, T-Pain. Gotta pay attention here.
The Broncos are already off the board. Pay attention. Shout out to Marizi. He's been posting in the chat all the teams that have been taken. The Broncos actually went like 7th or 8th, I believe. Marizi, let me know if I'm right or wrong there. But the Broncos are off the board. I'm telling you, T-Pain, those Washington Redskins are still available. Come to the NFC. Oh, the Redskins are not available. Redskins are already off the board. See, I'm trying to tell you to come, but you can't. The NFC East is locked up. Redskins are already off the board.
T-Pain, I'm gonna need you to get back on that draft board because I repeat, everyone that you have selected are off the board. I repeat, everyone that you have selected are gone.
T-Pain, you're going to have to pay attention. Marizi, I need you to post the list of teams that have already been taken. I need you to post that list. Guys, pay attention.
This is going to be a very interesting year, man. I'm just
Falcons,
excited.
You missed the draft, Falcons, but we picked for you already because you had a list in. T-Pain, you are still on the clock. Marizi, shout out to the homie Marizi taking care of us. He just posted the link of what teams have already gone. Please pay attention to that because you need to make a selection of somebody that has not been selected already. T-Pain, you are running out of time.
Running out of time, but he's trying his hardest to put it together. But this might be a tough. The pick is in, and this pick right here is another very interesting pick because this team actually fell down very late, which they were high last year. But
28th pick to the 28th pick. Who is T-Pain taking? Okay, so this is the team I was talking about earlier that has, and listen, I am a Dallas Cowboy fan, so you know I'm an Ezekiel Elliott nut. Love that guy to death. He's going to end up being one of the greatest running backs in a long time. But this team that T-Pain just took has probably the best running back in the NFL, and it is the Arizona Cardinals. Off the board, Arizona Cardinals go to T-Pain. He's got out of Chicago, and he's going to the Cardinals. I know he is super excited about that. Especially to get out of Chicago.
This is a very interesting pick, man. Like, you know, these guys got talent all around. Only thing I see them struggling at as of right now, but I wouldn't be surprised if his quarterback ratings is still solid, is at the quarterback position with Carson Palmer being a little bit older. But, you know, these guys got talent, man. Like, Patrick Peterson.
No doubt.
Like, oh, man. Like, how did these guys fall late in the draft also?
To 28.
With a guy like Patrick Peterson. I mean,
no
it's
doubt.
Like, it's crazy, man. Like I said, it shows you what guys are looking for, man. Guys are not just going out there trying to grab them big franchise. They actually going out there doing their research. You know, every time Madden drops something, they're looking at the ratings. They're trying to figure things out, man. They're picking to their play style, man. And, you know, come Madden 18, guys, I'm excited, man. I'm excited to see what you guys can bring.
Yeah.
Because I witnessed what you guys can bring in 17, and I hope you guys just keep pushing forward, man.
Next up, it is Underplay Too Much, a.k.a. the GOAT, what he calls himself. Can't call yourself the GOAT, though. Still Underplay Too Much. To me, The old Eagles user came in late, came back to the blueprint. Welcome back. You are now on the clock. Make your selection.
Ooh, the pick is already in.
The pick is
already in. The pick is already in. This is a guy that wants, like, he hits me in the DM and says all he wants to do is ball. And
that's it.
That's all he says it every time. Like, all I want to do is ball. All I want to do is ball. And I'm looking forward, man, to see what this guy can bring come Madden 18 because he got that chip on his shoulder from Madden 17. He said, all I want to do is ball. Put me in the game. So
put me in the game, coach.
You win the game, baby. You win the game.
You are in the game. Underplay too much. This guy has a lot of talent on the sticks. And he is going to take a team that's in a rebuilding mode. It's going to take some time. But he is going to take the New York Jets. New York Jets have officially come off of the board. We have one more user. It's Ant Reese. Ant Reese, you are now on the clock. And you actually get to pick 3 slots before you thought. There's probably some teams still available that you wanted. You're on the clock officially. Your 5 minutes has begun. Still waiting on the Cardinals. Still waiting on the Broncos. Still waiting on the Packers to make your pick. We're not going to sit here and wait for you guys to show up. Uh-oh. I see the Cardinals. Oh, of course, it's T-Pain. I already done changed his name. T-Pain. Look, we love the homie T-Pain. No doubt.
Guys, he already posted to the chat.
Dude, T-Pain, he sent it out to the Coca-Mish. he getting a slap. Okay, Ant Reese, if you'll look up in the chat, Marizi has posted the teams that are available. That list will now include the Cardinals are off the board and the Jets are off the board. You need to make your selection. If we do not hear back from the Cardinals, from the Packers, or from the Broncos, those guys will have to send us a DM later of what team they will play with. It'll be first come, first serve at that point.
Yep.
Ant Reese, I need you to DM Chris Murray your selection. I need you to make a pick. I don't know what teams are left. I know the Bears are available.
Yeah, they actually. I was looking at their roster early. They actually got a solid team also. Like they got a couple key pieces over there that you can actually build around.
You know, they got questions at the quarterback position, but the Colts. I believe the Colts are still available. Has anybody picked the Colts? No.
Nope.
The Rams.
Yep.
The Rams are still available. That's crazy that those two teams are still there. The Ravens are still there. The Buffalo Bills are still available. I believe those are the teams that are left. The Lions are also still available. Ant Reese, I need you to make your selection.
And there's a team that he can select. But I ain't here to help nobody. But I'm telling you guys, pay attention to the draft board. Look and see who's available. I'm telling you, pay attention. There's still a solid team out there that you can build around. But, like I said, I'm not here to help nobody. But pay attention, man. Pay attention.
Ant Reese, you have 3 minutes to make your selection. Guys, big shout out to all of the Blueprint users jumping on here. Been kind of live in the chat, listening to y'all guys go at it. Appreciate that. I want to make sure everybody that's listening tunes in to the DML network this Sunday, 2 p.m. Eastern. The Dynasty live draft after the high-stakes season will take place. Guys, we are in the playoffs in the Dynasty. They are going at it right now. Shout out to the homie Money Matt, won the Super Bowl in the Blueprint for the high-stakes season. That is a big thing going into Madden 18. Cannot wait to see what some of these guys can do. Shout out to the co-commish SJ picking the Pats. Tried to play around today and tell me he was taking the Cowboys. Had me kind of salty today, Chris Murray. Thought he was taking my boys. I was about to be upset. I'm about to punch SJ when I saw him at EA Play next year for taking my Cowboys. Appreciate him taking the Pats. Aunt Reese, you have 1 minute and 45 seconds left. You need to make your selection. You are the last pick for the Blueprint Madden 18 draft. Been a good draft. I appreciate everybody tuning in. I know the OG Chris Murray appreciates what y'all have done in the Blueprint. Shout out to the homie Chris Murray holding the Blueprint down, making sure the league continues going in the right direction. I know you talked earlier about some shows coming. Be on the lookout for those shows in Madden 18. We will have a couple Blueprint shows, looking for some users to step up and do that. But just speak about that, Chris Murray, what you got going on in the Blueprint going into Madden 18.
We're going to bring a couple shows to y'all, man. Like, I know y'all guys, been asking. I know there's a lot of guys in the chat, that so they willing to hop on. We just want to keep it interesting, man. Keep guys, wanting to be there, But like I said, man, is y'all part of something real special, We ain't begging nobody to be there, We all coming together because we all enjoy like playing Madden, but we bringing something to y'all, Just tune in, man. I got one more surprise I'm gonna announce once Madden 18 drop. We get things settled, but I'm pretty sure that a lot of you is gonna like this next announcement, man. But like I said, man, we got a lot of things coming. I ain't gonna say nothing. I just want y'all guys to just keep following us and keep that same drive motive going into 18, man. Like, we got a lot of things coming, man. Like, just stay tuned in. Stay focused.
No doubt.
No pick. Aunt Reese, what's going on?
Aunt Reese, he's still in the chat worrying about what teams are left. You got to be paying attention. Got to be paying attention.
The pick is in. This pick is I don't think he's following the NFL with this pick, but you can't go too wrong with it. But
that's the thing. Like, at this point, when you're picking down here at 30, you're just picking a team you think you can build with. We will see what he does. Aunt Reese, with the last pick in the Blueprint draft, will be taking the Baltimore Ravens. He will be taking the Baltimore Ravens. Guys, if you know who the Cardinals, the old Cardinals user, the old Broncos user, the old Packers user, reach out to those guys. Let them know. They just need to DM Chris Murray their pick, and they will get that pick. Shout out, first off, to the homie Dion with the graphics. Appreciate you. That's the commish from the Dynasty. But let us go down the list of the picks. Starting at 1, the co-commish. He took the New England Patriots. Number 2 went to expert with the Dallas Cowboys. At 3, we had the Atlanta Falcons. At 4, Oakland Raiders. At 5, we had the Jaguars. At 6, the Eagles. 7 was the Denver Broncos. At 8, in the top 10, Chris Murray, was those Cleveland Browns. That's just crazy. Can't wait to see that team. At number 9, we had the Houston Texans. At 10, we had the Titans. At 11, the Giants picked his hometown. It's those Dolphins. Shout out to him. At 12 was the Cincinnati Bengals. I'm surprised they fell all the way to 12. At 13 was the Steelers. 14, Chiefs. 15 goes to the Redskins. I can't believe the Redskins went that early. Next up is the Bucks, followed by the 49ers. Another team I didn't think was going early was the 49ers. The Packers go next. L. Pete takes those Giants. It's going to be exciting playing L. Pete and the Giants. Next up was the Saints, followed by the Chargers. And Killer Cam gets his Minnesota Vikings. Big pick for Killer Cam. Next up is the Seahawks. And then probably the biggest surprise to me, Chris Murray, was the Panthers falling all the way down the list in the 20s. 27th. 27th was the Panthers. 28 was the Cardinals. 29th was the Jets. At pick 30 was the Ravens. Crazy. Just craziness that those guys go all the way down the list. Of course, one of those moves up. We still have 3 guys that need to make a selection. Guys, I don't understand where you're at, but shout out to the OG Chris Murray. Always a pleasure when we get to do a show together.
Already know.
No doubt. Of course, again, shout out to the homie Dion in the background putting up the graphics for us. We appreciate it. This was the Blueprint High Stakes Madden 18 Team Draft. It's your boy Expert, and we out.